Strategy is a vast genre in gaming. Most games contain some kind of strategy elements. Many would agree that both MOBAs and card games should make this list because of very complex systems those types of games have to offer. But this list would be loaded with games from those genres if that were the case. I've gathered a diverse set of games that I'd like to recommend to you all. Many unique hybrid titles, but also some old school, turn-based and real-time strategy stuff. I hope you'll find what you're looking for here, and without further ado, I present to you, in no particular order, the best games that strategy genre has to offer on Steam for the price of nothing. We'll start with a well-known fast-paced RTS, Airmech Strike. Set in a futuristic setting with customizable armies and units, it is not your classic RTS experience, as you have a main unit that you have complete control over, and with that unit you control everything else. It's a nice twist put into a well-known formula to put a bit more action into the game. An interesting game that has been on the market for some time now, and while it doesn't have the player base it used to attract, it is still worth your time if you like the idea of the game. It is addictive and best suited for online and cooperative play. Don't miss it. Continuing with another older game, Card Hunter. It's an interesting spin on a classic tabletop RPG formula that involves a card game system and requires tactical prowess. It involves dices, items, interesting characters, and a nice fantasy RPG story. Everything you'd expect. You can play the game alone or with friends and set foot on a grand adventure in the campaign mode or try your luck in PvP. It was released in 2015, so it's kinda been forgotten a little, but there's still a loyal fanbase playing it, so you don't have to worry too much. Gather your friends and jump right into this gem. And now, allow me to introduce you to a hybrid of a tower defense, MOBA and a deck building game. Minion Masters features many different unique masters that lead your armies that you spawn from cards into battle against other players in 1v1 and 2v2 modes. It's very easy to pick up and learn, and the matches are quick. The game is swarming with players as it's currently at the peak of its popularity. More and more players coming and enjoying the game should tell you everything about its quality. Not many free-to-play games have an overall positive ratio of 91% on Steam. And just like any good game, it is easy to learn but hard to master. Find out yourself why so many players are trying it out and staying for the ride. Next up, a proper turn-based strategy game called Age of Conquest IV. It features two free maps focused on Europe, both with multiple different and interesting scenarios like World War III for example. And obviously the game is all about raising your troops, attacking other nations and heading towards global domination, be it with war or diplomacy. An old school type of turn-based strategy that still works like a charm today. It does not feel cheap, unfun or any similar notion. The game is also very customizable. You can select and change many rules of the game to make your experience the best for your liking. I guarantee you loads of fun if you're looking for a quick road to global domination. Would you be interested in a tower defense game mixed in with the complexity of deck building? Well, that's exactly what Prime World Defenders 2 brings to the table. It's nothing you haven't seen before separately, but the combination of these two genres is certainly unique, and if you're a fan of either of those, you might want to try this one out. It still has a healthy player base, and it also has crossplay with mobile devices, so you can even play it on the go. A very simple game, we are not talking about a grand strategy here, but it does involve a lot of tactics and planning, and if you like this concept and tower defense games in general, you should give it a try. The following is a very unique game that I've talked about before. Not something you'd expect to see on a list like this since it's a visual novel, but bear with me because Sunrider Mask of Arcadius is a brilliant strategy game behind its mask. While it does have this anime cover over it, and that may not be appealing to everybody, getting into the story is all worth it for the amazing and very difficult sci-fi spaceship and mecha combat this game has to offer. It's surprisingly detailed and complex, and I'd recommend it to anyone that's looking for a challenge. For all my weebs out there, this is a must play, and to all others I say give it a try. You certainly won't be disappointed. Up next is an interesting spaceship building strategy game called Istrolid. You can create your very unique ship by placing its parts in any place you want. After creating your ship, you then jump right into battle against other ships. Take over the galaxy in a great single-player campaign or test your ship's strength in multiplayer against other players. Control all the points on the map and destroy enemy spaceships with a custom-made bomber, fighter or a battleship. You can create anything and that gives the game a lot of replayability. Choose from numerous parts, making your ship one of a kind in the galaxy. If all this sounds like something you'd enjoy, I'm sure you will. It's a simple yet very enjoyable little game. And now a base siege real-time strategy with a card system. Art of War Red Tides. Summon your units and use your special abilities to come out on top against your opponent. Take down their towers and ultimately their base. It can be played 1v1 or 3v3, and it's pretty easy to get into. You can also upgrade your units, collect and play different cards, and use different types of strategy to come out victorious. It's having a loss of popularity in recent times, but it's still a very solid free title worth your time if this is the type of game you're looking for. The following game on the list is something that's going to interest a very small amount of people that are looking for a very old school type of RTS. Wyrmsun is what you'd call a retro RTS, and while it's a newer game, it is made to both look and feel old. The game is open source, it is very moddable, and it features an editor and Steam Workshop integration. The setting features elements of mythology, history and fiction, as personal names and traits for units are generated from several historical and fictional languages. Units can earn experience and can be leveled up, so you can say that it also has some RPG elements. You can even accept and complete quests. The art style and the general feel of the game isn't for everyone, but it is certainly unique, and there's a lot of potential fun to be had with it. Auto chess games have risen to fame recently. League has its own, and this is Dota's. The best one featured on Steam. It is called Dota Underlords. If you don't know how auto chess games are played, let me explain it. It's a fast-paced strategy game played on a board. Each round you clash against another opponent from a bunch of opponents you're paired with in a match in which your minions that you can upgrade and combine for special effects battle it out on the battlefield. The game consists of PvP and PvE rounds in which you gather loot and equip items to your heroes. There's a lot of RNG here, so if that's not your thing, skip it. Winning deals damage to your opponent's life points, while in loss you take damage equal to how many opponents are left standing on the board. Each round is fast-paced, but the whole game can be lengthy and last more than 40 rounds. It's very addicting and the time passes quickly while we play. It's very casual fun and I'd encourage you to try it. And with that we've come to the end. Thank you for watching. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more similar content if you haven't already. Let me know what you think. What are your favorite strategy games on the platform? Love ya peeps, till next time.